Hello, everybody, and welcome. Bienvenidos, I should say, for this episode of Living on Music. I'm Steve Hauk, and having just got back a couple of weeks ago or so from 8 days in Cuba, I was immersed. We were all immersed in the Spanish-speaking language of the Cuban people. I was only had 6 years of it in high school, which was a lot, it sounds like, but it went from an A from the first year to an F in my last year, and that's a whole nother story. But it was an amazing experience to be immersed in the Spanish language. And my guest on Living on Music today, Andres Cepeda, is an incredible artist that is a platinum-selling producer, singer, songwriter with a very unique career that has allowed him to tour the world, to be the winner of 4 Latin American Grammys and multiple nominated Grammys over his time. He has 12 million followers or more on social media and is a incredibly unique performer, singer, songwriter, musician. He has been in different formats across his career, from full band to big band, symphonic, guitar and voice. The newest tour that is starting in over the next month or two is called Tengo Ganas, or I Want. And it's a U.S. tour, and it's 18 dates, and they're going to be playing all across the United States. And what venues, I'm telling you. Carnegie Hall in New York. He's playing a City Winery in Nashville. Has never been to Nashville. That's one of his first gigs there. And in Washington, D.C., the Lincoln Theater, one of our favorite venues. And so I can't wait to try to go see him there. But what an amazing ride with Andres Cepeda to talk a little bit about, again, his evolution in music, how he became who he is with these multiple types of genres. They're going into a real kind of what was the quote? He said, unlike La Ruta Purpura, which was his last tour, which was very much on acoustic sounds of piano and double bass and winds. This new tour, the Tengo Ganas tour, is kind of the opposite of what he's done a lot over his career. And it's pop, rock, electric guitars, synthesizers, drums. It's going to be an amazing run on this tour. And we talked about the tour. We talked about his multiple genres that he's played over the years, how he became into music. Had a really wonderful short run with this amazing guy. So let's get right to it. Yeah, I think you'll love it. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Living on Music welcome to Andres Cepeda. Andres Cepeda, bienvenidos, amigo. How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you. Muchas gracias.
There you go. I was saying earlier to Ken that I had just gotten back from 8 days in Cuba, which was an incredible experience. And we were obviously immersed in the beauty of the Spanish language, which I took in high school for 6 years, but I'm still not great at it. So I love having you here, and I appreciate you speaking English with me. How are you right now? And let's talk a little bit about what's going on, because you have something coming up, and it is, again, another part of Andres's world of going in different kind of formats of music, and I love that part of you. But boy, do you have a tour. Explain a little bit about the Tengo Ganas tour coming up.
Okay, the Tengo Ganas tour, it's coming up in April and May in the US, and it kind of follows my last tour, which was called La Ruta Púrpura, the Purple Road. And this past tour was all about bolero and Latin jazz, and very sober and very down to earth and very calm, very acoustic set, piano, upright bass, horns, and a guitar, and the most, let's say, romantic, slow part of my repertoire.
Right.
But this next tour, this Tengo Ganas tour, is kind of all the opposite. I'm gonna be visiting all the pop rock hits of my career.
Wow.
Different formation, drums, 2 electric guitars, 1 acoustic, bass, organ, and a lot of more energy, but still very romantic. So I try to divide these two tours in two different sounds that I like to visit: very acoustic, mellow stuff, and some more edgy pop rock stuff, which is
Uh, Oh,
this year.
it's fantastic, and it starts in obviously in the United States, probably the
Mhm.
musical capital of Nashville at the City
Yep.
Winery. That sounds incredible. You're going to Seattle, San Francisco, LA. I love the fact that you're coming to the DC area, which is where I
Yep.
am, and I'll have to find out where you're going and come hopefully come see you and maybe say hello. That would be wonderful. And you're also going back because you've been there before to Carnegie
Mhm.
Hall.
Yep. It's a great experience. I'm going to be visiting Washington. I'm going to be playing at the Lincoln Theater,
Oh,
and
perfect.
then I'm going to go back to the Carnegie Hall, which was a great experience last time, and I believe it's going to be even better this one. We had a sold out. We have everybody standing up and singing and dancing with us. It was so beautiful, and it was in that occasion. It was the first date of the tour, and it was a great beginning. And this time, I thought it would be nice to start our tour in Nashville
Oh,
and go and being it my first time in this city. So yeah, I'm very happy. It's gonna be 19 cities all
oh,
over.
spectacular. Well, Andres, that sounds absolutely wonderful, and I love the fact that you're up and running and kicking and on tour because again, as I started the show in the pandemic to engage musicians from not only the DC area but from around the world, and
Mhm.
it's done that because again,
Great.
it was a hard hit. How did Andres deal with the pandemic and in the musical life that you had going into that? How did you get through that? And for some people, again, musicians, it could have been it was a positive situation because you were able to at least write music and
Uh-huh.
interact. How did you get through the those last 3 years?
I think it was, and for many of us, of course, we were scared. Of course, we were wondering what our future was going to become. But we had lots of time to think and to write and to connect with one another. Uh, uh, um, my last two albums are collaborative albums. In big part because of that, because I took the time to speak, to talk, to write to my colleagues, and a lot of stuff came together that way. So these two albums reflect this tendency to work with other artists. So that was a nice thing. I had also time to write stuff, to record some other stuff, to work for other artists too, to write songs and all that, and to imagine future projects. Some of them which I am developing right now.
Oh, fabulous. And isn't that interesting, how the live music part of the pandemic for musicians was tough because you couldn't go out and explode to the people in the world, but at least you
Definitely.
found a way to kind of find ways to grow your own music during that time. How
Yeah.
about now talking about the voice,
Mhm.
12 seasons, I think you've been doing that. Are you continuing to do it now?
I just finished recording last week
Oh.
my 12th season, yeah, and as you can imagine, I enjoy it a lot. I love to go back because I love working with the kids, and I like the type of TV this show presents. I think it's nice TV. It's got nice messages. The kids give us lessons about competition and fair play and all that. And I like to be a part of it. It's a family show, so I think it's nice to be a part of it since there's not so much of that stuff going on TV.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. It's so popular in the United States, the one that it airs here, and it's such a wonderful example and display of talent and the support of you guys
Mm,
of the
that's
judges when they
nice.
do that. I love that you've done that, and I love that you're continuing to do that. Your live formats over the years, Andres, have been such a swath of things from full band, big band, symphonic, guitar and voice. You did the Compadre show with Fonseca. What was the reason, and we'll talk a little bit about your past and your influences, but what was the reason that you've gone back and forth with these amazing genres over your career?
Okay, it's been a long ride, so I try to
Right.
keep it to make it fun and to have different formats. Because if I was doing the same all the time, I probably get bored, and people would get bored of seeing it. So I like to explore with formats. You named it, the big band, the jazz quartet. We have done the symphonic thing.
So, born in 1973 in Bogota, the youngest of five children, you had, it seems, an inclination towards music from a very early age. What was the reason? What were the influences for young Andres, at that age in Bogota?
There was just so much music in the house.
Oh,
I couldn't help it. My dad played the cello.
oh,
One of my older brothers was a pianist. My mom sang. None of them professionally, but there was a lot of music at home. So when there were in the holidays or in anybody's birthday, any celebration, cousins and uncles came over. Everybody with their guitars, and so there was a lot of music around. I there was no way around it. So I started studying piano around 5 years old
oh,
because I wanted to. I admired my brother so much that I wanted to play piano too. So I started very young, and maybe about 12, 13 years old, I started writing songs
yes.
and got together with my first band, which became my first recording project.
That's Poligamia.
Yes, sir.
That's wild. And that was your first run. What was the first piece that you created when you were 12? Do you remember it?
Yeah, I do. I do. I
Nice.
do. It was it was a song, of course, about telling a girl I fancied her. So
Oh,
so that was the first thing that music did for me.
oh, I love that at 12 too. At 12 years old, you were already seeing what was going on in life. I love that happened.
Kind of, yeah.
Who did you join Poligamia with? Those were some of your friends during your younger years?
Yeah, we were schoolmates, and we put together our allowances in order to pay for our first studio hours.
Oh,
It was 2 hours, just and we recorded our first song, which is a song called Desvanecer,
oh,
and I was the piano player in the band.
yeah.
Somebody else was a singer, but he was sick. He had a cold, and he couldn't sing that day, and we couldn't afford more hours or coming back some other day. So I had to sing the song, and just like that, I became the singer of
Uh,
the band. So because the song won a contest and it was aired in a national radio
oh,
station, so it became a hit with my voice on it. So I had to keep on singing in the band. So that's how I became a singer. I was a piano player. We did four albums with the band before
right.
it split, and I started recording solo in 2000, and that's when Carpintero came in 2002. Came Carpintero. First one was one called Se Morir.
Se morir, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so Carpintero was solo. When Poligamia decided to break off, solo was a big deal. Instead of finding another band or wanting
Yeah,
to, why did you choose the solo run that has gone so fabulously to this day?
that was also kind of um, just a lucky strike because I wasn't singing anymore. I wanted to produce and write. I didn't want to sing anymore, and I was producing an album for another singer, a very young guy who was supposed to sing all these songs, which I had written. And at the end, he didn't show up for the recording. He decided to go all the way,
Right.
and the record label I was selling this record to told me they would still buy it if I sang it. So they they talked me into it, and I sung the album. I just gave it to them. They released it, and bang! It went platinum, and I started my career. It was kind of just lucky because I wasn't supposed to sing that album. So that's how it started all over again. I had to put together a band and get management, put everything together because that was not in my plans.
Ah, well, listening to your voice over the last month or two since I've been preparing to talk to you, it is fabulous. There is a tone to it. There is a an emotional feeling to it. So often, and so many of what you do. What is what are the goals over the next couple of years for Andres? What do you? There's so many different things you've done. Is there going to be another new one, or what is going to? The tour is coming up, obviously, and then
Yeah.
what is in the back of your mind for the next year or two?
Before I go on tour on the month of February and March, I'm gonna be recording my new album. I'm gonna be in LA recording a full album, 10 songs,
Oh,
and then I'm going on tour. And after that, um, I'm going to do a tour in Colombia, a big stadium tour, and
oh.
I want to film it and have like a small documentary about this tour. And I hope next year I'll be able to have um, be a part of a rock band again. That's what I would
Oh,
like to do. Yeah,
oh,
not
that.
the one I had before. Maybe looking for some other type of project, but I would love to be in a band again.
Oh, that's absolutely fabulous. And again, I cannot wait till you come to DC so I can get a taste of Andres Cepeda in person because I think that it seems that your recordings have been spectacularly successful with your four Grammys, your multi nominations and things like that. But the live performance seems to be right in the core of here for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what I love the most. I hope you can make it to the Lincoln Theater. You are very invited.
Oh, I love Lincoln Theater. I've been there many times and hung out with people that I've interviewed too, which has been an amazing run there. But that sounds wonderful. Andres, I'm going to wish you the very best on this upcoming tour. I am so excited that we got a chance to discuss a little bit of what is going on with you. You've got this amazing tour coming up, albums coming up. The last thing to ask is what is the core of you that you think has gained such a wonderful following over these last number of years?
Um, I guess I have tried to be stubborn with style, maybe
Right.
with my own style. I like to believe that I have been loyal to that uh, style I recorded, and I think that's so important. Not to stop.
Yes.
In Spanish, career
Right.
translates as carrera, which means race.
Wow.
As in a running race. So yeah, in a race you're not allowed to stop. So I think
Right.
in your career as well.
Oh, that's fabulous. A quick question on your songwriting. Where does the songwriting come to Andres Cepeda? Where does it grow within you? Is it things that you've experienced? Is it things you've witnessed? Where does it come from?
Mostly things I've experienced, a few times things I've witnessed, but mostly things I've experienced and my own personal stories. Yeah.
Oh, that's spectacular. Well, Andres Cepeda, muchas gracias for this opportunity with you.
Thank you,
Again,
Stephen.
the Lincoln Theater is somewhere I definitely want to come by and see, and I'm wishing you the best of luck on the Tengo Ganas tour and
Thank you.
everything else you're doing. And thanks so much for being on Living on Music.
Thank you, Stephen. It's been a pleasure. Nice talking to you. See
You
you
too.
soon.
You
Bye.
got it. Andres, what a joy to have that chat with Andres Cepeda. What a huge influence on Latin American music, a beloved producer, uh, songwriter, singer, musician. This man is going to town with his career, and what a honor it was to have a quick chat with him. And again, hope to meet up with him even if I get a chance at Lincoln Theater on April 30th. That's the show here in DC. And again, the Carnegie Hall. He's playing Nashville. He's playing California, the Fillmore down south here. Unbelievable run for this guy, and I'm sure it's not stopping anytime soon. Andres, muchas gracias, senor, para being on my show, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck. Let's keep in close touch. Real quick, everybody, if you want to be part of Living on Music and you're not yet, go to Facebook, Living on Music with Steve Houck, and become a member. And then also on YouTube, on Music with Steve Houck on YouTube, trying to up those subscribers. Didn't start it that long ago and have over 600. So really, really trying to grow it. And if you grow it, then you get perks as you get your more subscribers. So go there. Also, if you're a podcast fan, we are on most major podcast apps. Living on Music with Steve Hack. You just put that in search and go to your favorite app, and there I am. And you'll be able to see to listen to this show and also check out the last few dozen shows we've done if you're a podcast fan. So again, Andres, what a wonderful ride. I really appreciate it. And everybody, don't forget that if you want to keep your heart and soul going full steam, keep living on music.